Now we're going to talk about real estate issues. Foreigners that want to buy or acquire real estate in Mexico, they have to consider that for foreigners there is a restricted zone, that it's basically 100 kilometers from the borders and 50 kilometers from the coasts. So if a foreigner wants to obtain a property or a real estate property in the restricted zone, there are basically two ways to obtain it. First, and the most common one, is to incorporate a trust with a bank, a Mexican bank, in which the foreigner will have to give up the ownership of that property in favor of the bank, which will handle the trust, and the foreigner will be the beneficiary of that trust. So by doing that, they will incorporate a trust, they will have the property, and they will pay administrative fees to the bank. The other way that we have established, and that it has worked very good for us, is to incorporate a new company, a Mexican company, that buys the land in the restricted zone, and the shares of that Mexican company are owned by the foreigners. So basically what they are doing is that they are acquiring the real estate property through an indirect manner, but that will not mean to have to pay administrative fees to the bank. This is very important, and of course the foreigners or the company will have to comply with all the obligations that a normal company has to comply, but we have found that it is easier and that the foreigners are more at ease with this because they know that they own the company. So another issue in real estate in Mexico is that there has been for many times the property owned by for purposes of harvesting, and that they are owned by the people. There are several ways that we can ensure that that land has no liens, and that once the foreigner acquires the land, they will not be bothered in the future by someone that alleges to be the owner. One of the methods that we have used is to obtain a title insurance over the land, and this title insurance is granted by a Mexican insurance company that will grant that the land is free of any lien. Of course, we can assist you with all the investigation and all the research that has to be done at the public registry of the property that has that specific property inscribed therein. Another issue that is very important for real estate is the services that a notary renders. The notary from any of the countries like the USA or Canada, they are very different from the ones in Mexico. A notary in Mexico is a lawyer, and they obtain a patent from the government that allows them to be a notary and to give faith of the acts and to issue official documents. That's why it's so very important, and the place and the services of the notary in Mexico. And if you want to acquire a real estate property in Mexico, you will have to go through a notary, regardless where it is located and the size of the property. So it is very important that you consider all the issues related to the real estate, and if you have any question, if you have any doubt, give us a call and we will be glad to assist you.